Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Microsoft 365 Pulse Roadmap recording. This is where we cover the roadmap items so you don't have to dig through them on your own. If you have not joined us in the past, what we have are three different categories that are always on there and one that is sometimes on there and is this particular webcast. The first one is in development, which means Microsoft's working on it. They've got a projected date, and hopefully by that projected date, we will see that feature actually rolled out. Rolling out. Rolling out means that it is starting to work its way out to the various tenants to which it is targeted. So for instance, commercial, GCC, GCC High, and DoD. The final step, which is where we all cheer, is where you get to launched, which means that if you have one of those tenants that was targeted, you should have this feature available to you at this point in time. Occasionally, we do run into items that are canceled. This could mean that they were either cleaning up stuff because there were duplicates. It could mean that they've decided that that really didn't make a lot of sense or didn't work the way they were expecting it to, so they cancel it. Sometimes they say it'll be back in a different iteration. Other times they just say, nope, it's gone. So we let you know about that when they come up. So with that, let's go ahead and get started in development. And with that, Tamara, would you like to lead off with some of the things that caught your eye this particular week?
Sure. I've got Outlook quick steps in the pop out ribbon. So, quick steps are now integrated into the ribbon of email, the pop out ribbon in the new Outlook for Windows and web. Users can access and execute their configured quick steps directly while reading emails in a separate pane. And that's going to be coming to the table in September of this year, all the way from the worldwide tenant to GCC, GCC High, and the DoD.
Yay.
Yay, everybody get some love. Then in Microsoft Teams, the SharePoint meeting recap to SharePoint. So meeting organizers and presenters can share meeting recap notes and follow up tasks directly from Teams to SharePoint as a news post. This is going to facilitate the seamless sharing of post meeting follow up details. I'm just wondering if you want to do it as a news post so everybody knows about your meeting. Don't
I
you just
have,
invite the people who want to know about the stuff?
or maybe the page that you put it on is in a site that only has those team meeting people in it. Yeah, I had a few
That could
questions
be.
about one too. So, but
Yeah.
could be really interesting. It could make it a lot easier to get that information out to a wider
Yeah,
audience instead of
it
trying to
could.
piecemeal the whole thing together.
Absolutely. And then the last one I have in development is updates to news page in SharePoint sites. So the news page renders news items in a given site. So we know that. This has been going on for a while now. It is typically accessed via the see all experience of the news web part. Now, Microsoft is updating the user experience of this page and bringing in Copilot capabilities to the licensed users. No word on what those capabilities are, however.
But you're going to get them.
And you're going to get them in September, and everybody's going to get them.
Cool.
What do you
So,
have, Tom?
from my standpoint, I will go ahead and stick with the Copilot stuff, which I often do. First one is document snapshot in Word personalizes the output. So basically, when it gives you this document snapshot, the summary of what is going on there, it's actually going to surface the most important information for the person based on their personal content. So instead of getting a generic, here's what this document is, it'll try to bring in some of your background information to make it more pertinent to what you're doing and target the summary like that. So that's in September, coming out to Word and the standard worldwide tenant, since it is Copilot. Copilot proactive drafts. This is one I really can't wait to see, and everybody's going to get it too. Copilot will detect emails that are most likely to need a response and pre-generate 3 options for you to review and select from. Save time and energy responding to high priority emails with proactive drafts. I think for people who get absolutely inundated with emails, this is going to be a really nice way to say, yeah, I need to respond. Yeah, that second one looks good. Let me change that line. Poof, off you go. And for busy execs, or just busy people, period, I think that's going to be a real big win. Then we have scope prompts to specific channels in Teams and Copilot Chat. So users are going to be able to scope their prompts to specific channels in Teams to get more focused responses when using Copilot Chat. I think that's really awesome. If everything that you need is in a particular chat and you're asking Copilot for information, you might as well say, hey, here's the information you need to bring in and consider. It is going to help get a much more focused response. Again, that's coming out to Copilot in the worldwide tenant in September. Then we have, and I'm surprised you didn't pick this one up, the Microsoft Places support in GCC High and DoD. So Microsoft Places, I'll read here. Microsoft Places is a AI-powered workplace app for flexible work. Places helps organizations imagine or reimagine flexible work with AI, enables employees to connect more easily in person so they can make the most of in-office days. So this is just a nice way of being able to say, hey, I'm in the office. Who else is in the office this day? It works really well with hybrid situations. This is coming out to GCC High and DoD now. It's something that the lower, or I shouldn't say the lower tenants, the different tenants other than those two have had for some time. So keep an eye open for that if you're looking forward to using Places. Then we have enhanced document editing support in Word with Copilot. Copilot supports document editing in Word through chat-based interactions. Users can initiate edits, clarify, or share clarifying directions, and review a summary of changes within the document. So again, a lot more interactivity when it comes to using Copilot to build or refine your particular Word documents. That's coming out to Word and the standard tenant. And then these two are basically nearly an identical description, but I think they've got slightly different targets. One is Microsoft Copilot, Copilot Chat, email attachment summarization. The first one is for classic attachments, and the second one is email attachment summarization for modern attachments and item attachments. So basically, now users will be able to reason over attached content within the body of the email. Supported file types are Word, Excel, PowerPoint, PDF, text, JSON, and XML files. So depending on whether you're probably using Outlook Classic or whether you're using New Outlook for Windows or Outlook for the web, you will be able to get those kind of insights from Copilot that are actually taking the attachments into effect or into consideration, where before it was probably just the content of the email itself. So that pretty much takes us through in development. Would you like to go ahead and move us into rolling out?
Sure, I've got a couple there.
Okay.
Outlook, the Organizational Explorer in Outlook for Mac. So, the Org Explorer for Outlook helps you visualize and explore your company's internal structure, work teams, and individual roles. This feature will now also be available in Outlook for Mac. Then we also have Choose Save Location when saving to a cloud account in the Outlook app for iOS or Android. And when you save a document to a cloud account, you'll be able to browse through the folders of that account to find the place where you want to save your file. I find that very helpful, and that's coming to everybody.
Nice.
I'll be very happy about that, as opposed to, yes, I'd like to save it. Where did it go?
Where did it go? Yeah.
And then new Microsoft Teams chat and channel experience is coming out for GCC High and the DoD. That's going to combine all your chats, all your channels, and all your teams into one pane. I have that working on my consulting side. And on my customer side, I still have it separated the old way. And I've lived with it the new way for about 3 weeks now, 2 to 3 weeks. And I find I skip over what's going on in my teams more if it's all combined.
Interesting.
So I still like it separate.
I think I've left mine separate too, so I've got the same.
Pardon me. And then the new Microsoft Planner app for Microsoft Teams in GCC High And DoD is coming out or has come out because it was slated to roll out in July. And that is the new Microsoft. I can't read. Go
Do you
ahead,
want me to
Tom.
take it from here?
Yeah.
Okay, picking up where we go, pronoun awareness in Microsoft Copilot. So now when Copilot is using and coming back with responses, it's actually going to be using your given pronouns from user profiles when responding. So that way you get a more personalized result instead of just the, he, she, based on what it thinks you might, be going by. So that's coming up, and that is actually going out to worldwide, coming out in July. Then we have contact improvements in Outlook Mobile. Outlook Mobile, they're improving the I'm not doing well today. Contact experience by showing additional profile information for your contacts where applicable. Secondly, this improvement helps hide identical duplicate contacts. There's nothing worse than having 14 contacts for the same person and you're really not quite sure which one it is. So the fact that they're helping to combine and clean those up is really nice. Then we have create a meeting from an email thread with Copilot. This will be really nice. Copilot makes it fast and easy to schedule a meeting from an email thread. When you use the schedule with Copilot option, Copilot analyzes the email and creates a meeting invitation for you, filling in meeting title and agenda and adding the email thread as an attachment. The people on the email thread are included as meeting attendees, and you can quickly review the invitation, add change information, and then let it go. That's coming out to both standard and to GCC. I've tried that once, and it actually is kind of cool where you don't have to try to piece together everything to get all the background information for a meeting. It just combines it all together. It's really a time saver. And then the final one is prepare for your meeting on the go with Copilot. Now, Copilot helps mobile users prepare for meetings on the go. Copilot quickly prepares you for meetings within minutes by summarizing key information, such as summaries of meeting-related emails and documents, your specific actionable tasks, and a recap of the previous meeting. This ensures you're well prepared upon arrival, and this is all on your mobile devices. So this is really nice in the fact of you're in the building, you're going from room to room, you can pick up the last second stuff that you need to know before you walk into the meeting. Or maybe if you're on the road and you don't have your computer with you, but you got your mobile device, you can be all prepared by the time you get to the location where you're going to be having that meeting. That's rolling out this month for standard. Are you back in the world of the living, my dear?
I have a cough drop going, so keep going.
Okay, keep going. Well, we are going to move on to launch now. Microsoft Purview Compliance Portal. And this is another one where all of these are very similar in nature. It's just the title that's more different. One is general security policy violations. One is security policy violations by priority users. And one is security policy violations by departing users. So basically, they're going to be detecting these violations included either in a priority user group, things like that. Includes activity generated by Microsoft Defender for endpoint alerts, which catches things. Also, insider risk management is going to be catching things. It's going to correlate all that information and give you nice lists of everything. So apparently the big thing on this one was they did shift the time frame. I don't know what the old one was. It doesn't say, but the new time frame is launched in July. So they do appreciate your patience and understanding. Note we are updating this item to reflect changes to this deployment. We appreciate your patience. So it seems a little mushy as terms of what's come out, what's not come out, when it's coming out. But in terms of what they've got, it is in launched, it is due for July, and it is coming out to the standard worldwide client. So you've got all those things going on. Those were the only three things that I had, Tamara. Did you want to touch on the other two, or are they just kind of like no big deal? I moved my thing. She's giving me the okay, keep going. So we're going to roll on out to canceled now. We have 4 items in canceled. Planner, status report emails with project manager agent. After further review, they're not going to roll this out at this time. And of course, they apologize for the convenience. That is completely canceled. SharePoint sites, share sites built-in agent allows the built-in SharePoint agent on a site to be used and shared within Teams. This is being removed from the roadmap because it's no longer accurate. And of course, they do apologize for this one also. Third one, edit SharePoint sites built-in agent looks like the exact same thing, looks like the exact same description, and looks like the exact same canceled. So it's just like they had two different entries for this one, and they both got canceled. And then the final one that we have for Microsoft Teams, block a user for your organization in GCC High and DoD. And they've decided, since it's only for GCC High and DoD, it is out in the other tenants right now, but they've decided not to release this feature at this time, and we'll add a new item to the roadmap in the future. Apologies for any inconvenience this might have caused. So that pretty much takes care of the roadmap. Anything that you want to say in passing? Nope, she's just going to shake her head no. Yeah, she's been
Sorry,
dealing with.
everybody. I'm trying to get over bronchitis and it's not going well.
Yeah, I've listened to a lot of the cough here, so yes, not a problem. With that, everyone, I hope you have a great week. If as always, feel free to contact us if you have any questions. We'll post this on all the social media outlets that we have, and we will. Actually, we won't be doing this next week. Next week, we will be at the TechCon conference in Atlanta. So we'll take a bit of a breather. And then the week after that, I may be back, depending on Jennifer is going to be here, because you will be headed. You'll be headed off again.
I'll be in Portland, but I leave on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Week after
so
that,
I'll be at work on Monday.
Okay. I beg everybody's apology here. We will be back in 2 weeks with this, and we will do it all again and get you all caught up. So with that, everyone, bye and have a great week.
Have a good one.